Rivers Casino Resort Sports Desk. KEZI 9 Sports with Cameron Durkin.
What an exciting week for Oregon women's basketball. What an exciting man for this guy sitting to my left, Oregon women's head coach Kelly Graves. Thank you for joining us. 1, 2, 3 players playing for the New York Liberty. You've coached players on both teams in this year's WNBA Finals, but 3 of them play for the same team. And that's wild. Just thank you for being here to talk about this a little bit with us.
My pleasure, Cameron. Yeah, it's a big week. Normally in some of these playoff series, you know, I'm a huge basketball fan at all levels. You really don't, you're not really pulling for one team or another, except this year. You know, with 3 players on the Liberty, I'm 100% cheering for the Liberty.
Yeah, the New York Liberty taking on the Las Vegas Aces in the 2023 WNBA Finals starting on Sunday. I have to ask you, Niara Savely, Courtney Vandersloot, and of course, Sabrina Ionescu, so revered here in the city of Eugene. What do you think about when you think about the fact that 3 of those players have a chance to put a rafter up this year?
Yeah, well, you know, almost like a proud dad. I mean, you know, I owe a lot to all 3 of them. You know, they helped me, you know, achieve a lot of my personal goals. But to see them on this kind of a stage and a chance to win a championship, I think is truly special. Ruthie Hebard won one a couple of years ago. And I know Sabrina would like to add, you know, keep up with her in that regard, and same with Niara.
Such a strong class with them, and specifically talking about Sabrina here because of her accomplishments. You look at Sabrina Ionescu, and there had to be a moment, you know, you knew about her before we all did. You recruited her. So was there one specific moment back in the day when you were recruiting her? Was there maybe one thing she said, one thing that she did that made you say, not only can she be one of the greatest collegiate athletes ever, but she could be a centerpiece on a team that could win the WNBA Finals?
Yeah, well, we thought we had a special player. Obviously, she was highly regarded high school, you know, player, but I don't think anybody saw how she was going to impact the game, certainly here in Eugene, but even beyond. I mean, she's changing the way the WNBA is looked at, you know, nationally. And, you know, I'm just so proud of her. I'm proud of everything that she represents. And to see her, you know, excel on this kind of stage. I mean, to be a champion, she was denied that opportunity in 2020 here. So I know she would love to win one in the WNBA.
And we have some fantastic pictures running behind us of you and her, the relationship that you guys have with each other. You look back at 2016, the first game that she ever played. 2,098 people attended at Matthew Knight Arena. Yeah. In her final game, just under 13,000 in 2020. And obviously there were a lot more players on that team that made it such a great team. Like you said, they were denied their championship. But when you think about that attendance gap, what does that symbolize to you about the impact that she had not only on the city but the program?
That she should be on the Mount Rushmore of Oregon athletics. I mean, what she did here is really unparalleled. I don't think anybody at the University of Oregon has ever had that kind of an impact. And you made a perfect example just in the attendance. And ironically, that last game, you know, I don't think anybody thought that was going to be the last game she'd ever play, in Matthew Knight Arena. We were hoping that we would get a couple of, more games in the NCAA tournament. But I think that night on StubHub, tickets were going for, $500 and $600 on her senior night. I mean, that's incredible. I mean, that's like, NBA Finals.
And speaking of the WNBA Finals, they're here. Be an analyst for us for just a second. They played each other 5 times this year. It's been double-digit margins swinging back and forth each time. What have the Liberty got to do if they're going to get this done?
Well, I think clearly the 2 best teams. This is the matchup that everybody figured would happen and we're hoping that would happen. You're looking at Hall of Famers on both sides, multiple All-Stars both sides. I think it's going to be the most viewed WNBA Finals that there's ever been, which is great because right now there's such a movement toward women's sports. I mean, especially in basketball, we're riding the crest of a big wave. And so for this to happen right now, I think is incredible for the sport. And I'm really looking forward to it. I'm telling you what, I mean, you just look at the matchups, the individual matchups, and I'm not sure it favors either side. And I'm not sure that every game is going to be double digits. Regular season, crazy things happen. Now in a condensed series where, it's just you're going back and forth. Adjustments are going to be made, obviously, and I think it's going to be a great series. And in the end, though, I like the Liberty. I just like the way they're playing. I think the Vegas had kind of a, they had a lull, late in the season, but they've really picked it up in the playoffs. So I think you're going to see, obviously, the two best teams playing at their best.
All right, the 2023 WNBA Finals begin this Sunday at 12 o'clock noon. You can catch post-game coverage right here on KEZI 9. The Liberty on the road for the first two games. We are really looking forward to this. Kelly Graves, Oregon women's head basketball coach, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate you taking time out of your really busy week to hang out with us.
Yeah, no worries. My pleasure.
All right,
yeah,
Renee,
let's have fun.
We'll send it back to you.
Right.